Good, numbing. Hello YouTube, hope you're all doing well. We're back with more Genshin Impact, doing more of the Luna 2 update. We got some things to talk about, some exciting, some not so exciting things to talk about. But I want to try and get the Archon quest finished. Firstly, sorry for no stream yesterday. The power died Thursday night, and it still wasn't working come Friday morning, so I eventually just called off the stream because I didn't know when it was going to come back to life. It eventually did. But by the time it did, it was a little too late to really justify streaming, so I just kind of took the bullet and said, you know what, I'll just stream today. And it's a late start today because I'm unwell. Whatever I got like 4-ish weeks ago is still kind of kicking my ass on and off. I know what it is. I think what happened is that I got COVID and it weakened my immune system enough that I've just basically caught every single bloody other thing since. So I'm still kind of like there. But my throat has been exceedingly sore. And I've just basically just had the signs of like a common cold now. But last we left off, we learned basically everything we needed to about Reria, and now we're off to go finally stop him with everyone else coming together. I don't know how long this stream will be. If we finish the quest early, it's fine. Because of my health, I'm not too fussed about this being a longer or shorter one. But I do want to talk about the status Cyrene, because that's now officially in the live stream. And also the Halo announcement. We're getting a full remake of Halo 1's campaign, and it's going to be on PlayStation. Meaning Halo, you know, we knew it was happening eventually, but Halo has officially made the jump. Now, basically everything is on, that was an Xbox game, is on PlayStation. Very much the end of an era. It's like seeing Sonic appear on a Nintendo console back on the GameCube days. Proof of end of an era. And yeah, Cyrene, the long and short of it, I'll probably talk about it more later, but the long and short of it is Cyrene has an awful kit, is awfully built, asks for way too much money for a weapon skin that just self-insert waifu baits the ultimate instead of doing anything interesting with it. Cyrene has been stripped too much of her character in her kit and how she works, and is just Alicia again. It very much feels like the first, like, legacy character brought into this that's been mishandled. It feels like they just slapped Alicia in, but gave her an awful kit, and then just called it a day, and then charged an exceeding amount of money. It's really unfortunate. And in the actual live stream, they were using her at E6, so it wasn't even honest to what she's like when you get her. So she's really bad. But we'll see. Obviously, I'll still stream the story stuff, but I'm a little more hesitant about rolling for Cyrene, but we'll see. Because I don't care about meta, but it doesn't mean I want to roll characters that I straight up won't use, you know? Like, that was one of the things I regretted with Firefly, is that Firefly just does not fit in any team I would ever want to use, and I really don't like break builds.
Hey, Flint's! Been waiting here long?
Not too long. I came a little early so I'd have some time to think.
Are you nervous about the battle?
Quite the opposite. I'm reminiscing on my past battles. When I was awakened by the Ratniki, I had not touched a weapon in many years. I felt like the battlefield was not where I belonged. But after waging war against the Wild Hunt for so long, I came to realize something. A life of absolute peace is simply not a possibility for me. My restless flame indicates that somewhere inside of me, there is a deep yearning to root out the evil in this world.
Oh, that doesn't sound like such a bad thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, in the past, when I was a Fae whose primary concern was hibernation, it was hardly ideal. But it certainly serves me well here in the present. And I am delighted to be able to join forces with you in this endeavor.
Looks like I'm not the first to arrive.
Ah, Miss Lauma.
Did you sleep okay last night?
I struggled to settle down at first, because of the nerves. But don't worry. I got enough sleep in the end. I'll be just fine.
Thank you for everything.
Please, I'm just doing my part.
Never! Over here!
The goods have been delivered and the backup plan is underway.
Rhino asked me to relay a message. She said Anefa will be on high alert and keep a close watch over all secondary districts where defense is required, providing support as necessary. Meanwhile, Ino herself will provide range support to us directly, using her latest invention.
Excellent. My thanks to all involved.
Oh, that box is losing its mind.
A little unstable.
It won't hold him much longer. We should be prepared to engage at a moment's notice.
No sense sitting around waiting. Let's make the first move while we still have the option.
I agree. Paimon, find a safe hiding place.
Got it. Be careful, traveler. I will.
Everyone, take your positions as soon as the battle starts. Every ounce of strength we have in our bones, let us bring to this fight.
Ready?
Let's go.
I've seen all your futile ploys before. You have become the authors of your own demise.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
You are merely a moment of sport before I tear down the moon.
Oh, what a load screen. Oh my god.
Let me help.
The moonlight.
Stay on your toes.
Race. Move.
Yep. You too.
The moonlight.
Be silent.
The moonlight.
Observe.
Race you.
Well, that hellfire's not moving, huh?
It's all futile.
Lush as the moon.
It all adds up. No more lies.
Be silent. Fear the dark.
Pathetic.
The deception ends
Moonlight.
here.
Race.
Can't hide the truth. It all falls into place.
You poor lost lamb. For the ever...
The moonlight.
The moonlight! That's all I'm fucking hearing from this guy.
Close your eyes.
The moonlight. Race.
Absurd. Can't hide the truth.
It began with the moon, and so shall it end.
The moon will protect you. Leave this place. A grave transgression.
Do you see now?
Can't hide the truth.
If I'm here, when will it be as you foretold?
Your foul spirit is not welcome here.
No more lies. The mystery unravels.
By the frost moon of old.
Be silent. Steady now. Close your eyes.
Fuck, I'm just getting punched around.
To dust.
It all adds up. Let's see what you're made of.
The moonlight.
Can't hide the truth.
Water jet.
Oh, it's his counter stance.
Futile.
You poor lost lamb.
Are you quite finished? To dust.
The moonlight! That's fucking every... It's his counter stance, I get it.
No more lies.
That's why it's so, like, audibly, like, distinct. Because it's letting you know that he set it up.
Hunt him down.
Be silent. Steady now. Close your eyes.
Futile.
Time to come clean.
Go!
Can't hide the truth.
Futile.
The dis-
Your little game of heroics is over. Moonlight. Who wants to go first?
Phase 2.
Get out of my sight!
No!
Death
We've been
in my
separated.
grasp.
Oh shit.
You okay?
Never! Where are the others?
Stuck outside the barrier. I guess he really doesn't like us.
I told you before. Knowing too much is always a death sentence.
Be careful what you wish for.
Lauma! Can you hear me?
Silence.
Voices are gone. But at least I know they're still there. We need to focus. Stick to the plan. Remember the most important fact. Stalin. If I can stall him long enough, the moment will come.
I'm doing my damnedest. It's like stalling for ages. It's like, yeah, and you gave me fucking hydrolumine.
Can't hide the truth.
Time to come clean. Time to come clean.
The deception ends here. No more lies. It all adds up.
I've got this.
Okay, yeah, he might not be the first weekly boss, but he's definitely got weekly boss bullshit.
The shield's broken. I can't fix that.
Don't push your luck.
He's definitely going to be coming back. This is, you know what this is? This is, like I said, the Raiden Shogun fight in Inazuma, where you have a big boss that's definitely going to be a bigger boss later.
It all adds up.
Destroyed. And reborn.
They've made a whole unique track, like this, like a multi-phase fight, and he's not a weekly boss. You know, that's what this is. This is, if the leaks are true that the first weekly boss of Nod Cry is Dottore, he will absolutely be the second.
Can't hide the truth.
Time to come clean. It all falls into place.
The deception ends here.
The fact that she, like, so I only just noticed it, that in Natha's whole ult, she just, like, spawns a whole fucking sofa in. That's hilarious.
It all can't hide the truth.
We're not doing too bad for considering it's a team 1.5.
Curses. There's no other way.
Oh, what's she gonna do?
The only way to defeat Rarer is to borrow his own power. That means Columbina will have to disappear while you two bear the brunt of his attacks. You have to hold on. Find a way to keep him focused on killing the two of you.
Never! Your eyes are bleeding.
Holy shit.
Soon you will be powerless to resist. And then, I will reduce you to dust.
But that dust will plague your memories. Come on. Keep holding on.
Any other tricks up your sleeve? Let's see them. As entertaining as they are. You've backed yourself into a corner.
You don't fool me. I see your fear clear as day. I have to stoke his rage. Make him unleash everything. You fear what you could never defeat. You fear the thought of never being able to save your beloved. You cannot win the fight against fate, Rarier.
Is that what you think? Well, now it's your turn to feel afraid!
You fear the sound of your own name?
Is it us you hate? Or is it what you've become?
Let's see what becomes of you!
Hey, one man. I think you just missed the boss fight. We've been fighting this fucker since literally the moment I started the stream. Nefer's eyes are literally bleeding, by the way. So she might be blind after this, or at least partially blind after this fight.
That power. I've seen it before.
Oh, you recognize the Rhine dollar magic? I mean, of course you would.
His power is on another level. We'll need to use an alchemical array to convert his power into a usable form. Then quickly channel it into Columbina, rendering her powerful enough to compete with him.
I'll join you. I can help. If I release enough abyssal energy into a confined space, it'll create a potential difference.
We'll have to see.
To extract a huge amount of elemental energy. Next, I'll synchronize with everyone's minds using pyro, then give you temporary access to their abilities and fields of view. But it won't last long. Can you see?
Well enough.
So, we have a student of Gold Rheindotter in our midst.
How about that?
You use my own power against me?
Just like how you stole Kuvaki. Look familiar?
Would you just fucking thrown him out into space? Is that our plan? Yeah, go to your timeout corner, except it's out of fucking space.
You don't have the power to hold that gate open.
I don't, but someone else does.
Dainsley fucking does. Bye, bitch.
Goodbye, Rarier.
They just sent his ass to space. That's hilarious.
We won.
I thought the Grandmaster is a Kevin XP. Oh, you mean fucking Varka? I mean, he hasn't got like 10 million layers of trauma on him, so it can't be. He's, to be honest, do you know who Varka reminds me the most of? He reminds me of Uncle Crow from Ruby, just somehow dorkier. Oh, hey, Nefer. So how about your vision, since you were bleeding out your eyes? Can you still see, or, I might actually bite us in the bum later. To be honest, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. During the boss fight, I was saying, just like before you hopped in, it's like during the actual boss fight against Vareria, he has a weekly boss moveset. He has insta-kill attacks, he has a counter stance, he has a unique arena, he has like all this other shit. He had 2 phases with unique music. Like, he is a fully realized weekly boss. Except he's not a weekly boss, you just fight him here. That to me says they're absolutely going to bring him back later. That's not the last we've seen of Reria. Affected by Honkai. And you know, considering, like, my biggest theory is that the Abyss from outer space is at least somewhat the Honkai. Or the Abyss from beyond the stars. You might not be too off from that, but we'll have to see. Anyway, let's see if Nefer's blind.
Nefer, how are your eyes?
They're fine.
Well,
Apart from the blindness, of course.
oh, you're surprisingly calm about this, Nefer.
It's not too late.
Let me handle it.
Oh, yeah, she's going to use the power of the moon to heal her. Yeah, she's going to slash her hand open. Okay, so temporary blindness. But it also does mean that, like, you two have, like, traded blood at this point.
Miss Nefer, it's not like you to lose your composure. That was the most reckless thing I've ever seen you do.
Reckless how? The situation was critical. Our lives were at stake. We had to do something.
There's Yuri, and then there's whatever these two have going on.
Okay.
There's Yuri, and then there's... Right. Oh, my blood is in your eye now.
It was a wise decision.
Unlike bros, yeah.
You traded your eyes for an incredible victory. In business terms, I suppose that's a huge...
I mean, I think it is nice that, like, you know, she didn't get too punished, because, like, there was a lot of... In the cutscenes leading up to this, Reria was specifically trying to target Nefer's eyes. Every single time he attacked, and every moment up to this, he was... Like, it was very blatant. He wasn't targeting to kill her, he wanted to just cut out her eyes. And so I thought it was going to be like, you know, that heavy, like... Chekhov's gun where it's like, no, she's gonna go blind. You know, she's gonna get blinded somehow, or like some shit like that. But at the same time, there was a small part of me that kind of wanted that Ignis, she is blind and she learns to carry on with it, but I kind of get it. They're not gonna have that kind of, like, consistency. The only character they permanently blinded is the one character whose eyes are always closed anyway in Star Rail. I forget his name.
I'd be hard-pressed to argue otherwise.
Still, I don't like this outcome, and I don't want you to lose your sight for good. People suffer when they make sacrifices they shouldn't.
Lam was like, I know why you did it, but it doesn't mean I wanted it to happen.
Strength, or in this case, your ability.
Lama genuinely, like, cares for Nefer. It's adorable.
I had hoped you could win without sacrificing so much as a single hair on your head.
Thank you. Really.
All done.
Yeah, when we did, like, Nefer's part of the story last time, one of the things I kind of noticed is that Lauma is not too dissimilar personality-wise to Nefer's father. And that might be part of the reason why Nefer is always at least a little attached to Lauma. Not because, you know, she's a replacement for her dad. No, it's more because her dad's endearing and never-ending kindness is what ultimately got him killed. And I think Nefer sees that genuine heart and love and kindness that Lauma has, and that plays with her mind a little bit. That she's worried that she will lose Lauma the way she lost her dad, because they're both such willing to sacrifice themselves to protect others, willing to love the world and do whatever they can for their people, that kind of thing. So, Whilst Lauma genuinely values Nefer as a very dear friend, who sometimes gets into trouble. And that's probably why their ship works so much, because Lauma is the only one that can get through to Nefer, because it reminds Nefer of the family she's lost. And because, like, Nefer only puts up with Lauma's bullshit and literally no one else, it's allowed Lauma in for her to get a little attached too. So it's like, these are two people, mostly because of Nefer, that have ended up attached to each other. Mostly because Nefer just opened the door to let her in and keeps on just saying, yes, dear, every time Lauma asks for anything.
Don't try and open your eyes just yet. We'll see how you're doing in a couple of days. Until then, please follow your recovery plan to the letter. I'll send full details.
The letter? Yeah, let
For
me.
now,
Yeah, let her just read
get
the
yourself
letter, but she
home,
can't open her eyes.
Relax and rest. My dear friends, we have fought bravely and achieved a
Well, we managed to stop
spectacular
Reria for
victory.
now.
A dark cloud has been lifted
Also,
from the
slight
skies of
thing.
Nordcry. All in this
When
land will
Dane
be
held
grateful
open the gates
for
to
what you
send
have
Reria
done.
through, although Dane was like facing Reria's direction, did you notice that Dane wasn't actually looking at Reria? He wouldn't directly look at his old friend. He probably couldn't bear to do it because his friend had fallen so far from how he knew him.
The moon will remember this.
Because that was one of the big things, is that Dane genuinely thought of Reria as his closest and dearest friend back during Khaenri'ah, but had absolutely no idea truly what Reria was doing. He thought he knew, and then learnt the hard way that he really didn't. He never truly knew his brother-in-arm. Yeah, Stefan wasn't his person in front of him. Yeah, exactly. Reria wasn't the man he once was at all. Aww. Yehoda shows up and helps. Yehoda shows up. We did all that bullshit, and at the end, Yehoda shows up. Where are you during all of this, Yehoda? What do you mean you just show up? And helps Nefer get home. And you, of course, have Paimon to escort you back here, because we really need it. The sight of Nefer navigating the road with her eyes closed is a new one for you. She proceeds cautiously, but as her silhouette disappears into the distance, you notice she seems almost smug. Yeah, because she sacrificed her eyes to stop the ultimate evil and basically save the world. And she might get away with keeping her eyes anyway, just she needs to heal them for a while. I'd be smug too.
There's something I want to let you know.
I'm going to be playable in just 2 more patches. Oh shit, really, Columbina? Fuck.
What is it?
Considering Dottore is supposed to be the
the
weekly boss at the end of all this, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to start alluding to that at least a little bit. Everyone's minds looks at apparently. I also felt like everyone they failed.
Since Nefer's eyes were injured, my eyes are hurting now too.
Hold on. Let me try.
I only feel the pain. There's no actual damage. I just thought I should tell you.
No, that makes sense. Durin linked all of you together, so any injuries that were sustained you would feel too because you put it all together.
You're right. There's no damage. That's a relief. But I must say, I'm surprised to hear the Kutar share something like this with me. In the past, you never used to open up about yourself.
Things are a little different now from how they were. I'm learning to share how I truly feel with my friends.
Friends? You have no idea how glad I am to hear that.
You can't help but break into a smile at the word friends, as a warm and fuzzy feeling fills your chest. One by one, your fellow teammates report in to inform you that everything's under control. At Lauma's insistence, you lie down. You fought on the front line against Reria, and now you need rest. My favourite part of the Reria fight, honestly, that bit where he made the purple fog come in, and you couldn't see him, and you had to figure out where he was from the direction the attacks were coming from. And then push directly towards the threat until he was in punching range, and then use Flynn's lamp to illuminate him. That was fun.
Any aches and pains? Did you sleep well?
I'm doing alright, Paimon. No need to worry about me.
Phew! Well, that's good. Paimon's been sitting on the edge of the bed worrying about you for ages. You slept a whole day and night. Poor Paimon had to eat all by her lonesome.
Glad to hear you didn't starve. How was the food?
Well, it wasn't the same without you there to share it. Honestly, Paimon just can't relax when you're not your usual self. She couldn't enjoy the food and settle down to sleep.
Well, I'm back to normal now.
Oh yeah, and Albedo swung by earlier. He said to tell you to head to the tavern when you woke up. Varker and the others are organizing a victory feast and they want to celebrate with you. He also dropped off some medical supplies, but you seem fit as a fiddle, so guess you won't be needing
Yeah, and
those.
expect the Traveler, whether you're playing as Aether or Lumine, to be a little more talkative now compared to ever before, because of the whole user-generated content letting you have your own insert. They've literally opened the door to allow the Travelers to be their own characters more, which I am entirely on board with. As much as I really don't give a shit about Maelstrom Wonderland, like, I genuinely think it's kind of, and that's being nice. I'm at least glad that, like, the Traveler gets to be more of their own character. Before the moons fell, defeat the Rache or Sonari, one of the 5 sinners. Also, I don't like the Maelstrom Wonderland because Hoyo versus Greed is kicking in. The premium... I think I can show this quickly. Nope, that's the event thing. Is it this? It is. The premium banner to like roll for costumes, it is physically impossible for you to earn any rolls whatsoever without spending money. I am not spending money to get a costume for a character I'm not using. That's the bottom line. I do not give a fuck. You know?
Navigate.
If it's something that I could maybe earn as I went along, maybe I'd entertain it. But it is turbo not worth it. Just for these two. I'm good.
The world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Well, I've got my main roles to worry about, you know, all 231 of them, because I'm saving. I am saving for Bina. Also, for those who don't know, the current banners are Nefer and Farina.
So noisy here. Back in my day,
Back in my day! Shut the fuck up, old dude. I already just saw Dane.
We're here.
Hey, Durin on the left is playable next patch. Oh, Yehoda is as well. But she, Yehoda is the 4-star.
No way we're holding this victory feast without you any longer, and we would have postponed it till tomorrow.
How are you feeling today?
Much better, thanks. Don't worry about me.
Relieved to hear it.
Can't
If
believe
that
they
changes,
actually
just let
back
me
in my
know.
day in this game, yeah.
Take you over at any time.
That's why I just had to, I reacted, because I heard it, I was like, what the shut up, old man.
Anything you need, just let us know.
Oh wait, where's Nefer?
How are her eyes doing?
Nefer's right over there. I'm sure she'd love to catch up with you.
Oh, Dory's here. But yeah, Varka, I have no idea when Varka's going to be playable. This boy. But he gives me more Uncle Crow from Ruby, but a little dorkier and a little less mean and drunk. Which I know before you say it, it's like, yeah, I know that it means he's not Uncle Crow, but you also get what I mean. Like, he kind of gives me that, oh, Uncle Crow. Robert, you're like 5 years away from doing that too. Shush. Let's see what everyone else is doing. Hey, Dory.
Hello, you. Recovered from the
Oh,
battle?
I didn't realize this until I saw a clip on Twitter. The contrast between Dory in English and Dory in Japanese is insane. I genuinely was unaware that in the Japanese version, like the Japanese voice cast, they basically gave the voice actress crack cocaine, it feels like. Because she extends and basically shouts every single word. And like, it was only because I saw a clip saying, oh man, I'm not used to hearing Dory this calm. I'm used to her screaming at me all the time. I went, what the fuck are you on about? And then I listened to it. No, she's like, hi you, we're coming from your battle. And you're like, what the fuck? But in, you know, Japanese, like, and only the Japanese version. Like, she's not like that in Chinese. She's not like that in Korean. She's not like this in English. But for some reason, the JP voice actress just decided to, like, scream and shout and, like, live every single line. Like, instead of going, ha ha ha, ha she'll go, ha 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 ha, and you're like, what the fuck are we doing? Mostly recovered, thanks. I'm touched that you'd ask.
Come on, what do you mean? Of course I'm gonna ask. I care about my friend's well-being. And we are friends, aren't we? Get yourself a drink. You've more than earned it. In fact, today, your drinks are on me. Lord Sangamabe's got you covered.
What's the catch?
Wow, really? What about Paimon? Has she earned it too? Has she? Please? Well, you haven't been through quite as much as the Traveler, but... what the heck, sure. Yay! Wow! Drinks on Dory! What a historic day. Hey, keep your voice down, or everyone else is gonna want in too. You... Have you heard anything I've been saying recently? Doing business in Nodcry has been an absolute nightmare. If I'm buying for everyone, oh, okay. Paimon will speak more quietly.
She's like, if I buy for everyone, I'll get fucking bankrupted.
That's more like it. Don't you forget, Lord Sangamabe doesn't just go around buying drinks for anyone and everyone.
I definitely want to go talk to Dane before I go sit with Nefer. But let's go talk to Big Boy. Let's go talk to Dad.
I have 1,000 ways to congratulate you, but now you're here, words are failing me.
The honorary knight stuns them speechless once again.
Fucking Lumine doing the fucking pose.
Well said. The honorary knight showed us all how it's done. The other knights told me that Mondstadt was the first stop on your journey. All of us are truly delighted to count you as our friend. I'd like to thank you for supporting the Knights of Favonius, and also for helping us save Nodcry.
I love my Twitter friends fairs. Don't mention it, Grandmaster.
Nonsense. Of course I'm gonna mention it. This is more than just business. It's a relationship. And there could be no relationship.
I mean, yeah, we've known for a while now that Xbox is very much like effectively stepping down from the industry, like piece by piece. We knew Halo was inevitable, and like now it's here. It's like, yeah, come on, like we knew this the moment Gears was announced. Like, even ignoring leaks, because we've known, let's be honest, we've known for a while, because according to leaks, that Halo was coming multi-platform. But the moment Gears broke the seal, it's like, oh, well, Halo's next.
These are bounties. If you want to negotiate prices.
But it's very much, like I was saying earlier, it reminds me very much of when Sega stepped down, and suddenly Sega properties were showing up on the Nintendo GameCube. Where it's like they went from like this big console to just a third-party developer. And I think that's what's going to happen with a lot of Xbox properties. I think they're all just going to effectively become third-party property that will end up on everything else, but still be owned by Microsoft, if that makes sense. See if I was in anything.
You bet. Snooze your way to a full recovery.
I'm doing much better. Thanks for checking on me.
Glad to hear it. A healthy body is paramount. Nothing else in life is possible without it. So take it slow. You can't afford an injury.
I'm so grateful that you decided to help us in the end.
Paimon too! You really saved the day when you swooped in to open that gateway.
I came to accept that although Reria was my friend in the past,
I think we'll still get a next Xbox, like a next generation of Xbox console. Even though there are some rumors that saying we might not. I just think the next generation will be the last generation to expect a console from Xbox. Is my personal hunch. And I wouldn't be surprised if the next Xbox... There was an old, like, rumor that the next Xbox was going to sideload Steam. I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. But we'll have to see. It's hard to say for now, but... It's very clear one way or another, Xbox is very slowly but steadily stepping down. Even ignoring the controversy surrounding them, that's the easiest way of putting it. They're stepping down.
Though I will never fully understand what happened between us, I could not let this crisis deepen any further. We fought a very necessary battle, and you played your part admirably.
Thank you. I know it was hard, but you'll get through this.
Yeah, and if you ever need to talk, just remember, We're always here.
I'll do that.
Dane is like, do you really expect me to do that? I've already breached my one visit a year in the story thing. This is the second time in a year I've shown up in a story. You've got to wait extra long till you see me again. Is anyone else here to yap to before I go to Nefer? No. Alright, let's go see how Nefer's doing. Well, she turned her head as we approached, so I imagine she can see again. Yeah.
Traveler, Paimon, are you recovering well?
Yeah. Much better. Thanks to a good rest. You're looking well too. Let's stop that.
Turns out that moon chanter has some real talent after all. My eyes were mostly recovered after just a couple days rest. I can actually open them again now.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful. Lauma says not to strain your eyes while they're still healing.
Yes, thank you. I'm well aware.
Yehoda, could I borrow you for a moment? I could do with an extra pair of hands.
Oh,
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Listen, we'll have to see, but I see what you're saying.
did you hear that? I gotta go help Lauma for a second. You guys chat among yourselves.
Yehoda, why are you so excited to help the Amazonian-sized woman? I know what you are.
Make it extra sweet, because Paimon's earned it.
Don't, actually, you want to speak about how, like, Yuri-coded Yehoda is? Her drip marketing came out yesterday, and her drip marketing, it wasn't any quote of her talents, or anything talking about her ability, or anything like that. It was strictly a Nefer talking to her, saying that she will hold her hand as she sleeps, and if that's not working, she will cuddle her to sleep. That's the entire introduction to Yehoda. Nefer saying, I'm gonna cuddle you to sleep. This girl is so gay, even even the intro is just focused on it. Like, she's into that Robo Girl. But I was still just like, this, of course this Goal Failure's opening, like, paragraph to introduce her character is just her getting told she's getting cuddled to sleep by a robot girlfriend.
Sure thing.
I love Yehoda, honestly. I think Yehoda's so funny. The voice actress said it best. When she was officially announced, Sonya went, oh, wait, she's playable? I just thought it was the local bum everyone adopted. I was just like, yeah, kinda. What's on your mind?
The Raker of Solnari. Kind of a snake, don't you think?
More of a wolf in my mind.
No, definitely a snake. A poisonous one who spewed his venomous hatred everywhere. Anyone who seeks revenge out of hatred for other people has become a snake. That's something my dad used to say.
I guess he didn't like seeing people go down the path of vengeance.
Perhaps. I'm sure it sounds like a very wise and open-hearted perspective to your ears. But me? I think hatred is a perfectly justifiable emotion. What else is left when everything you depended on in life gets stripped away? Something's gotta fuel that drive to keep on living.
When I look at your life, I see a lot of things that you can depend on.
If you're worried about me, you can nip that in the bud. I'm not someone who gets stuck in the past. It's just... I suddenly feel like I was wrong to call my father a liar. He was just a fool. That's why the academia turned their back on him, and why the other tribes ganged up on him. Oh, father. How much better things could have been if you were a skilled liar. Look at the Ibis King. Thoth is a fiendishly cunning liar. And yet, strangely, he feels more like a father to me than my real dad ever was. He's never brought it up, but I'd bet he feels the same way. Why else would he give me the power to perceive the truth, while at the same time training me in the art of deception?
Sadly, I've never heard the Ibis King's voice. What's he actually like?
Well, King Deshret banished him to Aru, which is
Yeah, you love him because
essentially
he's
a prison,
exactly.
and posed 3 questions to him. He promised that he'd have his freedom if he could find the answers. His response was to take on a physical form and approach me, hoping that I could become his envoy and search for one of the answers on his behalf. Did he really think I'd fall for that? He's stuck there. He can't make me return what he gave to me.
You definitely sound like father and daughter.
So that's enough for you to decide he's nice, is it? He's a prisoner, and he was scared. So he decided to perform some good deeds to win people's approval. He lives in fear because he's a deceiver. How is Rerir any different? You can't work as a spy your whole life and expect a happy ending. It's preposterous. Yet I can't say I don't understand it. Liars live in the darkness of their own making, but it's still human nature to want to go on living. They say that a liar's soul is the most worthless thing in the world. What do you think?
Is this how I sound like? Well, you don't have the sexy dommy mummy voice, so not 100% sure, but... The rest... This is what I sound like. Not what I meant! Liars live in the darkness of their own making, but it's still human nature to want to go on living. They say that a liar's soul is the most worthless thing in the world. What do you think? I have to disagree.
Oh, really? Well, it takes a very kind person to find compassion even for liars. If you ask me, the soul of a liar really is worth nothing. Because all they care about is themselves. For example, when something good falls into my lap, I don't go sharing the news around. Stops other people trying to steal it from me.
Because Nefer is the problem of where she lives her whole life and functions entirely in the shadows as a spy, as a as a liar. She has that habit that a lot of people get when you do things like this, where you start assuming that there may be other people like that too. And so, like, yeah, she doesn't share anything because she doesn't want to be deceived, but she's a deceiver, which is what's got that habit in her, that everyone else might be a deceiver. Emotional blindness, It's like when a cheating husband suspects his wife is cheating. It's like, gee, I wonder where you got that paranoia from. You know? Obviously not as aggressive in this sense, but you know what I mean. I have a feeling some people over there may have overheard that. Yeah.
So be it. They have sharp ears. I can't keep anything from them.
But it's also nice, like, it's clear that Nefer trusts Yehoda, her one employee, and it's extremely clear that, like I said, Nefer sees that genuine heart and kindness that her father had in Lauma, and because of that has a bond with Lauma. As much as she likes to pretend she doesn't, she very clearly does. This is your way of saying you've warmed up to them now.
Oh, is that what it looks like?
What it looks like? You're starting to see us as your friends.
Well, you all know my past now. And I can't simply eliminate everyone who knows too much. So I guess I just have to put up with you. For the foreseeable future, at least. When you find yourself in a situation you can't control, the safest play is to keep calm and start monitoring everyone involved like a hawk. In the intelligence world, you need to have a sense of perspective and play your hand accordingly. If you understand what's at stake, please ensure my secret is safe with you. I trust you'll respect.
Oh, this is a nice way of saying, like, hey, I trust you as a friend, but at the same time, if you betray me, I'm gonna fucking kill you. That's what this is. That's what Nefer's saying in-game. It's like, hey, you know my secret about, tricking the two tribes into killing each other so I could get my revenge for them killing my dad. Don't tell anyone. Sure.
Very good.
Oh, wait! Now that the panic's over and we've all calmed down, Paimon suddenly remembered something.
What is it?
After all that build-up, our mystery ally never showed up even once.
Oh yeah, because they're blatantly saving Alice for later, Paimon. They're not gonna drop Alice now. They've kept us waiting for 5 fucking years. Yeah, and of course they end it there. They're just like, oh, I guess you'll have to see Alice next time. A noise is coming from indoors.
Huh? Am I imagining things?
You mean in Minecraft, right? The fuck is Minecraft? Yeah.
So, that close.
Oh, they did have their tea party. That's actually really cute.
What's he been up to recently?
Don't know, don't care. I get more normal human interaction from hanging out with Bosco too than him. Although, now you mention it, he hasn't.
Oh, they're talking about Dottore. That's why Marionette doesn't give a fuck, because she doesn't like Dottore.
He's disappeared without a trace.
Oh yeah, no one's his biggest hater in Arlie though, so this actually this is absolutely they're talking about Dottore. They're abso-fucking-lutely talking about Dottore. Because Arlie's like, hey look, if he just up and died, it'd be the best gift he ever gave anyone. He No one hates Dottore more than Arlie. If, like, Arlie's made it very clear over the years, if it wasn't for the fact that they have to work together, she would have gone out of her way to kill him years ago. And because a big part of it is because Dottore used to take children, like orphans, from the House of the Hearth, and use them for his psycho experiments. And she sees that as viciously inhumane. You know, the orphanage that she runs, well, now, like, you know, has run since. So one of the very first things that happened when she took over the orphanage is that she shut that shit down.
He won't lie low forever.
Yeah, this is them absolutely setting up that Dottore's showing up soon.
Ah, Lord Sangama Bay. How lovely to see you. I must thank you for the device you provided. It was an enormous help.
We're technically post-story quest now, which is why the animations have suddenly gotten a little worse and gone back to like in-game models and animations compared to anything a little fancier.
That's more like it. A little gratitude goes.
But as a whole, like Nodcry is really delivering. I'm really enjoying Nodcry so far.
Might even stand a chance of becoming my long-term supplier.
The chance to work with such
I love the characters. I think it's the biggest thing that's doing a lot for it. It reminds me of like how I really loved the Fontaine cast.
Huh? Charitable? Who said anything about charity?
I mean, just, to be honest, I don't think anyone with a decent moral compass would be, you know, anything less than despising towards those who abuse children, if I'm honest. But Dottore is a special kind of evil.
What do you think you're doing? Exposing my
What he did to Coley is enough proof of exactly how much of a disgustingly monstrous man he is.
And some of the land you purchased was with the
It's why I think everyone's looking forward to kicking his ass. Like,
yes, I heard about that.
It's like, oh, he's gonna be a weekly boss. Everyone just crack their knuckles. Like, all right, I'm ready.
You're a curious case, Lord Sangama Bay. You don't like people finding out about your good deeds, do you? But I'm afraid no matter how hard you try to keep things under wraps, where there's a will, there's a way. You did it for Sumeru, didn't you?
It was empty land that was gonna go to waste otherwise. I figured if I built something there, it might at least get some use.
I want to see afterwards if I can find that tea party. Like after these cutscenes have ended. See if I can find like Arlie and Sandrone sitting there and they've just give me a look like, the fuck it, go away. Girls only.
Friends or business partners if I can help it. My elder sister used to train.
I put it in the community post. My favorite thing is that like it's all the girls plus Tartaglia that are invited in the tea party. So it's like, so it was Arlie saying no one's allowed in the tea party. No boys are allowed in the tea party except me and maybe the boy, pointing at Tartag.
It was something I looked into, but after discussing things with the Dendro Archon, I decided on a more effective
Which is also really funny, because Tartaglia's child's voice lines about all the other Harbingers are always like that he thinks he's less than them, and he thinks that they don't really acknowledge or care about him. Like, he always thinks he's lesser down and isn't quite a harbinger in the way they are. Yet you listen to the other harbingers and what they think of Child, and they think he's fine. They don't they don't think less of him. They wouldn't invite him into the tea party with the girlies if they didn't think he was alright, you know?
The tech people handled the tech, and Moneybags provided the Mora. It just made the most sense.
It's a pity that so few
It's
people
like,
know the
all
truth
the
about
boys
you.
are scared of Columbina,
Everyone says that
and then
do
you talk to
everything in
Ollie,
terms
and
of
Ollie just thinks
Mora,
Bina's a
and all
very
you care about
unique
is
gal,
filling
and
your
it's
own
just like,
mouth.
I'm starting to think the lads are the lads are the problem.
Money
Like, they
has
all
to
just
be
either
rich.
like think
It's
the
human
others are
nature.
weird, or
So
keep
yes,
to
I
themselves,
love
or are
Mora.
Dottore,
It's nothing to be
and
ashamed
so
of.
just don't talk to the
But
girls to
surely
realize
your
that all the
dreams
girls are
go
kind of
on
normal,
beyond just
you know?
meeting Mora.
You don't get it, do you? My dream is to invest in other people's dreams.
I want to beat down Dottore
And,
because he's an
make a
effective,
nice little slice for
irredeemable villain.
myself
Exactly.
along the way.
I'm also really curious what his boss
Just
fight's gonna
thinking
look
about
like.
it makes me happy.
If we'll
That
fight him,
sweet,
or if we're gonna
sweet
fight
sound
something
of
he's
Mora.
made, or if it's gonna, you know what I mean,
Thank
like if it's gonna be something in between.
For the device?
And the pendant.
Oh, that. I was just returning a favor. Don't worry about it.
Seems like we've both been away from home.
So it's the biggest thing
for a
that gave
very
away,
long time.
like, just how
Yeah.
basically normal a lot of the
So
characters
long
are,
that
is actually
I barely
Sandrone.
remember what my family even looked like.
Sandrone, the moment you
That would
realize
be your
that all
mother,
of the
father,
excessive
and
sass
sister?
and sarcasm
Yeah,
and
though
down-talking
it's
she
been years
does
since my sister
isn't
passed
her,
away.
it's a giant coping mechanism.
It's not like I want to forget them, obviously, but
Because she
memory can
hasn't
be
gotten
more
over
ruthless
the
than the most
loss of
calculating business person.
Senora, and hasn't
Beyond a
gotten
certain
over
point,
Bina
if something
leaving the
isn't helping
Harbingers.
you,
She's
you just
lost
get
two
rid
of her
it.
closest friends,
My sister
and
can
so her
help me
way of
now.
dealing with it,
Slowly,
instead of
but
being open and
surely,
talking
her
about
face
it, is to just
fading
be
from
very
my mind's
vindictive
eye.
and, like, kind of cruel in her
become a
words.
vague
But if you
impression.
pay attention, you can hear the loneliness. Well, I mean, that's less on women, more on men. I can tell you that, like, it's more on men. Men are treated, so, like, with, just, like, not to turn this into a me being woke, but I am super woke, so fucking deal with it. But, men are given such a freer pass compared to women growing up, if we're being real. There is a lot of male privilege that they get, and so the reason why women, quote-unquote, seem different is because they've had a real life that they've had to fight for, whilst a lot of men have had, well, either minor or major ways, free passes. They get an easier time in education, they get way more money in the job market still to this day, you know? A woman does a vaguely terrible, like, bad thing, and she's treated like the Antichrist. A man can be the ritual worst, like, criminal you can imagine and can end up president of the United States. You know, like, there's lines, there's things like this. So it's less women are different, it's more men are the problem. And I say this as a man, you know?
Not everything will fade. When loved
But
ones
I'll leave
pass
it there, but you
away,
get my
the
point.
beautiful memories are the ones that last the longest.
Yeah, that's true. If you ask me, that's the one silver lining in all of it.
Well, that plus.
No,
I'm sure
I
that
get
life
what
is
you're
much better
saying. I'm
now
just
than it
saying,
was
like,
back then.
in my perspective, it's not that women seem different. It's that we're the different ones. We're the weirdos.
Oh, absolutely.
We're the
I
ones
have
that don't
tons
get
of Mora, a big, beautiful
the
house,
testing that
business is
women
booming,
unfortunately
and
get put
I'm as
through
happy
to
as
have that
can
more
be.
experience most of the time. Obviously, there are outliers. Everyone can have terrible experiences. Everyone can have things taken from them unexpectedly, etc., etc. But you get my point.
You've got
Yeah.
a lot going
Well,
for you, too.
I'm
Lots of
trans, girl,
territory
but
and secrets.
I
There
still
is
have the
plenty of Mora
appearance
to be
of
made
a
in
white
that line of
man
work.
for the most part, and so I still get it, you know?
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
What's the other conversation? But yeah, after we've done this, I'm absolutely going up here and trying to see if I can find where they had that tea party. It looked like they were nearer to the roof they had it, so maybe I'll be able to find it easy. Anyway, let's see how the Mondstadt crew are done. Oh, you know something to point out? Durin got drip marketed as well, because he's the next 5-star. And someone went, hey, look, it's the first new Mondstadt character since Eula. And I went, Oh. like, as soon as they said that, I went, oh.
How have you been holding up? Any adverse reactions? If you start to take a turn for the worse, make sure you tell me right away.
You don't need to worry about me, Grandmaster. I'm fine. I mean, I barely did anything, so...
Because it has been that long for Mondstadt, because Liyue, we get a new Liyue character every year with the Chinese New Year. Inazuma, the Mizuki girl that ended up on the standard banner, we got her earlier this year. Sumeru, Nefer's literally in this patch. Fontaine, Escoffier was not that long ago in the grand scheme, that was this year. And obviously Natlan's only just ended, so we've had plenty of Natlan characters. So it really is just Mondstadt that's kind of been abandoned for a while. By gender for whatever it's worth. Nah, that's fair enough.
What? You're too humble, young man.
You played an indispensable role in the battle for Nordcry. We can't thank you enough for your support.
Also, part of the reason why I'm not really treating Varka as any kind of, like, connection to Kevin, or, like, XP of Kevin, other than the fact that I don't, like, I personally don't think he fits, personally, mostly because he doesn't have white hair, but still, is also because then I'd have to roll him, because I'd always roll Kevin, and I don't want to roll Varka, because I want to, after Bina, my next character I'm saving up for is either Alice or Sandrone.
Thank you.
The reason why I say Alice or is because I have a sneaking suspicion that Alice's moveset is kind of going to be similar-ish to Klee's, because, you know, mother and daughter. I think that Alice is just going to be, like, a crazier version of Klee's moveset, where it's going to be very explosive focused. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I like Klee's moveset, but I don't really need it again, so I will probably pass. I've already got my Pyro character that I love to death with Ali. I don't need another one. So I will probably just wait for Sandrone. That's assuming Alice is in this, like, playable in Nordcry. Because although she's going to be in the story, there's conflicting stories suggesting whether or not she's going to be playable. Nicole of the Hexen Circle is going to be, so we might get one Hexen Circle witch. But Alice, at first we heard she was, but newer things are saying that we aren't, and we're getting Sandrone instead. Please, Musa is limited by bounciness, che. I think it's pre-trauma, Kevin. I'm sticking with this and waiting for the shit show. You know, fair. Oh, also, I did a little research looking into it. Varka is in his early to mid-40s. I kind of said last time that he's probably maybe early 40s, but no, he's about 43, 44 years old. Which is funny, because in that one scene where we had all the gang together, he was technically, like, one of the youngest people in that room. And it's just like, yeah, because Dainsleif is 500. Lauma, I guess, is technically... Lauma and Nefer are technically on the younger end as well, because they're both in their late 20s, early 30s. Bina is potentially thousands of years old. Traveler is at least 500 years old. Paimon, if we believe that she's Asmodee, is thousands of years old. Albedo is hundreds of years old. Durin is thousands of years old. He's just reincarnated into this teenage boy. Like, everyone in that room was, like, several hundred years old, and the mid-40-year-old was actually one of the younger ones. It's just, like, once I realized that, I was like, that's actually hilarious. There's a more fluid version of Cletus, I believe it. I think she will have her own Jumpy Dumpy, or whatever the fucking, like, explosive teddy bear that Klee has. But her moveset will probably just... Like, her moveset, I think it's going to be, it's going to be half enhanced Klee, and I think the other half is... I think she's going to have traits or things part of her moveset that will be familiar to other Hexen Circle characters. Like, I think there's going to be a trait within the Hexen Circle characters that sticks with all of them. In the same vein, has every single Harbinger has two attack forms. I think there's going to be Klee, but there's going to be a trait of that. That's going to be exclusive to the Hexen Circle witches, that you'll see in Nicole as well, that you'll see in Mona's grandmother, assuming she becomes playable, which I think she will be now that we've seen her. Some of the bombs were attached to the... I mean, we've seen Alice in key art now. She has the suggestion of a witch's hat. And what I mean is, she's got a witch's hat, but it's not got the fabric. It's just like the gold frame of it. It's like a floating frame of a giant witch's hat, like just above her head. Like just above her pure white hair. And it's just like, okay, interesting, Alice. You fucking weirdo.
See? Did you catch that? A masterclass in how to take a compliment.
Okay, yeah. I did work pretty hard to help
But yeah, apparently we're getting Nicole first.
No point denying that.
Which is fair enough. I was like, Nicole's interesting because she's, I'm curious to see how she'll function in the story because, according to the lore, she's voluntarily mute. And they will probably just make a story thing of, like, she ends up talking to only her most trusted people, or something will happen that will make her feel that she can talk, and that'll be how they justify it. But there's a small part of me that kind of hopes they keep her mute, because I think it'll be interesting to write around a mute character. But we'll have to see on that front. Seriously, great work, everyone. You all outdid yourselves.
Hey, look who's bounced back. Looking good, Traveler.
Jesus Christ, Varka, you're so tall. Even when you're sitting, you're like a foot taller than us. Fucking Jesus Christ, man. XP of Herta. No. Like, the thing that you have to remember, and it sounds silly, but it's held up every single time. It's the hair color. It sounds silly, but it's unironically the hair color. If they don't have the same hair color, they've never once ended up being an XP. Like, it sounds silly, but it's always been a thing. Every version of Kiana has white hair. Every single version of Kevin has white hair. You know, every single version of Yae Sakura has pink hair. Every single version of Raiden Mei has dark purple hair. Like, it's silly, but it's kind of true. Shushang always has brown hair. Because, yeah, Shushang in HSR is also an XP, but she's an XP of, like, a joke character, which is why she's kind of not taken seriously. Auto Apocalypse is always bright blonde. Which is why, I forget his name in this game, Luxing, something like that. The guy with the coffin is another Apocalypse XP. But because of that, no, Alice is, like, super bright white, if not blonde-ish hair. She's not a dark brown Herta. I mean, obviously it becomes more obvious when you know the backgrounds of the characters. Like, you take one look at Fine and you're like, oh, Flame Chase Journey, huh? Lost his homeland, huh? Alright, Kevin. Like, you know, like, there's pieces of it. No, not bright enough. Not bright enough. Otto's blonde is a lot shinier and a lot brighter, whilst he's kind of got that golden blonde.
Seems like you've recovered. You won't need to take any more medication.
Also, Varka is way too muscular to be fucking Otto. Otto Apocalypse is like the skinniest twink to ever imagine. He's just a dedicated twink that becomes a villain.
Handling a drinks order is ridiculously simple compared to alchemy.
She's an adult, Clara. That I'd be more inclined to be convinced on.
Paimon believes it. You're clearly a fast learner, just like your brother. To be totally honest,
Yeah, but taller.
Paimon didn't
Otto's like
follow all the
5'11".
details when you first explained the plan to us.
Don't worry, that's completely
And everything he does is because his wife died.
Unless you're a student of alchemy, it's hard to grasp the
And also his
principle
last
and how the
name,
process works.
is Apocalypse. Gee, I wonder if he's gonna be a villain. If a character shows themselves, hi, my name is Otto Apocalypse, you'll be like, oh fuck, this is an anime game, huh? Like, at least Kevin, it's like, oh, his name's Kevin, you're not gonna immediately think he's the main villain. Or like, the final boss, I should say, of part 1.
To put it in the simplest terms, we saw how our enemy stole the power of Kuvaki. And that gave us the idea of stealing his power to turn it against him. When facing an enemy you have no hope of defeating, it's best not to engage them in battle. So, instead of looking for a way to overpower him, we decided to
I always get confused whether it was Otto Or Kevin. I think it's Kevin that was in love with Dr. May. Not to be confused with Ryan May, it's a different person. And, Dr. May's... Well, the events, to avoid spoilers, the events that happened to Dr. May is what sets off Kevin. And kind of starts the beginning of the end of a lot of things.
For this to work, we had to analyze his modes of attack. Confirm who his
I also, once
target
again, so I
was,
love the final boss
and
against
make
Kevin,
sure
where it's just
he wouldn't go
Kiana
beyond
versus
the range
Kevin,
of the
and they're
alchemical
both
array.
using their childhood
For added
baseball bats, because, you know, the baseball
we
bat as
prepared
a
a
signature
total of 4
starting weapon
arrays.
is
But to mitigate
not
the
just,
impact
like,
of
an
the battle,
iconic reference,
we
it's
identified one
a,
location
like,
in
very much a
particular
signature
as
weapon.
the ideal
Kiana's
spot,
starting weapon in every
which
Honkai
is
game
where
was
the
always a bat.
confrontation took place.
It's like the humble beginnings, like, essentially. And so the final boss just being Kevin with a baseball bat, Kiana with a baseball bat, and the two just batting the shit out of each other, and that's the final phase of the final boss was like chef's kiss. It was perfect. Like, Kevin has like the full god form and everything, and he puts the god form to a side to pick up a fucking baseball bat and just beat the shit out of his sister, and you like she gets rid of all like the moon goddess bullshit to just pick up a bat and beat the shit out of her brother, and it's like, come on, you two.
The alchemical array absorbed his abyssal power. Then Durin processed it to render it usable by Columbina. That power enabled her to do what would otherwise have been nigh on impossible.
What surprised me was that Dainsleif actually agreed to join us. Given his history with Rerir, he had every right to sit this one out. But we're extremely grateful for the decision he made.
Confronting a former friend in battle, that can't have been easy.
It must have been a painful choice to make. But I'm sure that making a decision was far better for him than staying in limbo.
Absolutely. He was torn between 2 paths, but in the end, he made his choice and stuck to it resolutely. He doesn't strike me as the sort of person who'd stay trapped in limbo for long. Anyway, however you cut it, everyone gave a stellar performance. And now, it's time to kick back and celebrate.
Oh, hey, back at the tea party.
That's the only reason you're here.
Yes. I've thought a lot about it. And I've realized that you, me,
Aww.
and Akino should be friends.
Instead of just counting as colleagues, like, we should all be buddies. The girlies. See, this is why I'm going to end up rolling for Sandrone, because I want the 3 girls together.
I think this is very important. So I felt I had to come and tell you.
Well, this is a new one. I'm so moved. I can't even hold my teacup. If that's all, you can leave now.
Do you not want to be friends with me? Or is it that you prefer being co-workers?
What is this, Columbina? Are you deliberately testing my patience threshold? Right now, my politeness module is active. But if you say another word, I swear I'll shut it down.
If your politeness module was active, wouldn't you say the word please at some point?
She got you there. She's like, see, no, you're being honest.
Polonia, please see Lady Columbina.
Yeah, Marionette is absolutely under no circumstance going to admit, even though she's blushing slightly, that's she's lonely, and that's going to make her happy.
You invite me to your next tea party?
What?
Yes, I think you will.
Fucking wow, she's got you by the balls, Sandrone. She's just like, I think you'll invite me. Alright, bye. Dear Sandrone. I actually, the reason why I wanted to try and find them is because I actually knew a little about this scene in advance. Because once again, I need to bring up the Japanese script. Columbina says something a little different at the end here with the I think you will, bye bye dear Sandrone. Do you know what she says in Japanese? She says, my beloved Sandrone. Or my beloved Sandrone. Hope I'm not interrupting.
Last time the Wild Hunt escorted you out. Would you rather I handled it myself this time?
Sandrone, you try and be so fawny, but it's so clear that you loved company.
We just wanted to, see how you were doing now that it's all
Why? Out of concern for my safety? I hope you didn't seriously think that the Ray here of Solnari would be able to lay so much as a finger upon me, given how prepared I was.
Mostly because you kind of helped us out, so we just wanted to check you were okay. Looks like all your robots are fixed, huh?
I spied books and teacups on the table. Afternoon tea, so we were interrupting after all.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Tea time is already a write-off. The visitor before you managed to kill my appetite. If you're in the mood for tea, go ahead and help yourself. Otherwise, it's going to waste.
So this is what I mean. Once you realize that all of her spite and, like, sarcasm and anger is just one giant... Oh, we're lagging. We're lagging a little bit. Once you realize that all of that is, like, just a coping mechanism and she's actually deeply lonely, you start reading how she talks differently.
My coasters are still missing in action, though. Use this notebook instead.
Whoa! Pretty hefty notebook. Look at all those calculations.
You can ignore those. They're just dumb scribblings. I doodle and write in my free time. Sometimes I remember the distant, dreamlike past. Sometimes I imagine the far-flung future. And other times, I grit my teeth and note down all the crazy nonsense going on in the present. Some people do the crosswords in the newspaper. This is my equivalent of that.
Sorry, I really love this angle. I want to get a good screenshot of it. I think this is a really great angle with the fucking giant robot behind her.
Trying to predict the future is like daydreaming. And writing about the present just makes me furious. The past is my favorite. If nothing else, it's already set in stone, so I don't have to rack my brains trying to figure it all out. Huh. Although, having said that, the only vaguely interesting memory in my past is probably that guy they call Lord Artificer.
You mean Alan Gulleton?
Who else? Pretty much all the mecha and Fontaine are his personal handiwork.
Wait, are you saying you know him? Like, personally? As a friend?
I mean, I guess we were friendly enough.
So you've actually met him?
Yep. In fact, I'm probably the only normal person left who knew him at all. We used to chat occasionally back when he was still around. Before he passed away, he asked me to destroy all his manuscripts. I honored his request, but I did read through everything first before destroying them. I mean, I couldn't let the genius of Lord Artificer Alain Guillotin disappear like that. Would have been such a waste.
So, that's where the formulas in your notebook are from?
I just told you. Those are my equivalent of crossword puzzles. They're just dumb formulas that I solve for fun when I'm bored. Alain's work was like epic poetry. The formulas in my notebook are just silly little riddles in comparison. Not that there's anything bad about them. I mean, at least, solving those riddles isn't going to hurt anyone. Except me, 'cause I lose a few brain cells in the process. Anyway, while we're on the topic, I might as well tell you about what happened to him and his friends. Alain Guillotin had two close buddies, Renee and Jacob. They spent their childhood years together in the Nazissenkreuz.
Oh shit, we're talking about the Nazissenkreuz?
They're all quite competitive, so there was some rivalry between them. But it was a friendly rivalry. But beneath the friendship,
This is literally how Marionette got
and
made.
something deeper.
Because of Anne and
nostalgia
Marianne.
for the past. Unfortunately, childhood would end. The prophecy would come true. The apocalypse would arrive. And the future would never be. A mad dream that would normally only capture the minds of lunatics begin to take root in their hearts. A dream of saving the world. And if Renee and Alain had been people of lesser wits, that dream would probably have ended up as something for them to joke about in their older years. But alas, they were some of the sharpest minds around. They nurtured that dream with the full power of their intellect, and it grew into something that ate away at their souls. The first of them to fall under its spell was Renee. Against Alain's wishes, he persisted in experimenting on a mutual friend of theirs to try and save their life. Alain did not approve and parted ways with Renee. It's complicated. Alain wanted to believe that Renee only did what he did for the sake of their friendship. But when he told me about what happened, I could tell he still had some suspicions about Renee's motives. Perhaps the seed that would grow into a nightmare had already sprouted in Renee's mind. Even then, the next time they met, Renee's soul had been completely engulfed by the dream of salvation. His futile attempt to change the tide of
Them bringing up the Nuzzles and Crates
only
now
resulted in a
makes me
wave that
think
swallowed
that
up the
last
world,
expansion of
even before the
Fontaine that still got to
apocalypse
happen
came.
is probably going to happen
And although
soonish.
that wave died down eventually, I hear that
It'd be a
just
perfect
recently
excuse to go
came back
explore
with
it, to go explore the
vengeance.
mountain.
As I understand, Renee wanted to live out his dream of salvation once more. But I'm told that the attempted resurgence finally died out for good. At long last, Renee awoke from his deluded dream. Though of course by then it was far too late. What do you think of Renee? Do you admire his transcendent genius? His view that any price was worth paying to achieve the lofty goal of saving the world? Or do you despise him? Dismiss him as an evil madman who wrought havoc on the lives of everyone around him as he pursued his delusional dream? Same difference, really. Just a matter of perspective.
Ooh. I appreciate that there's a I don't know option, because that is a lot to think about very suddenly. Admire him, I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know.
What a cop-out. But I suspect you'd have a more incisive and insightful answer if we dug into it further.
What about you? What's your take on Renee?
I don't like fanatics who give up their whole lives for their ideology. Nor do I like fools who let their delusions take control. Maybe I could understand if Renee had just been an ordinary person. But he had a sage-like intellect. And still managed to get himself lost in the labyrinth of his own desires. Anyway, that's enough about Renee. Now, moving on to Alain Guillotin, the Lord Artificer. He managed to put a stop to the first storm whipped up by Renee. But after that, Alain lost his friends and family. To his credit, I suppose, the loss of his family and friends was purely a tragic accident. It's not like Alain sacrificed them for his cause or anything. After that, the only thing supporting his work was the same dream that had dragged his closest friend down to the abyss. But although the desire to save Fontaine drove him to found the Fontaine Research Institute, Alain continued to reject any form of transcendental knowledge or power. He was suspicious and fearful of it, having seen the way it had affected his closest friend. I think that formulas and machines derived solely from human intellect were the only thing that gave him a sense of spiritual comfort. Yet Alain's intellect was simply too great. It barely left him space to breathe in his lifetime. Once he realized that the end of his life was approaching, he finally accepted the truth. The Nazissenkreuz Institute needed someone, and a human being, to see its story through to the end. He quit working on his formulas, trading them in for the fairy tales that had played such a formative role in his childhood, but which he barely touched in his adult life. He told me that the director of the Nazissenkreuz Institute used to read those fairy tales to the children as bedtime stories. Apparently, they worked wonders at sending kids off to sleep. I think that all he wanted at that time in his life was to be able to sleep deeply without being plagued by depression. By that point, nothing else really mattered. At the very end, he laid down to rest in the ruins of the former Nazissenkreuz Institute orphanage, while the Fontaine Research Institute he had founded continued tirelessly with its work. Many years after that, tensions over competing dreams would once again cause a rift, this time between members of the Fontaine Research Institute. But the actions of those fools had nothing at all to do with Alain. And that is the story of two people from the Nazissenkreuz Institute who both wanted to save the world. One went all in on his fantasy of salvation without ever looking back, and ended up calmly sinking to the bottom of the deepest sea. The other sought desperately to burn bright in his life, even though he wasn't sure where he was going. I do sometimes wonder, why is it that people like them have such grand hopes of saving the world? Even the grandest tree starts as a tiny seed. So perhaps, for each of them, their mission to save the world began with a very simple desire: to save themselves. They were young children with friends and family who mattered to them, desires to explore the meaning of life, ambitions to have a successful career. They didn't want to see all of that taken away in one fell swoop. Or maybe they just wanted to find something to anchor themselves within the chaos, to stop them getting quietly swept away by the storms of life. But instead, the search for their own salvation took them down the rocky road laid out by fate. Do you think the desire to save oneself is enough of a justification to try and save the world?
Ooh. Yes, it's enough.
The way you said that sounded just like Alain. I asked him the same question back when he was in his prime, putting all of his energy into his work. He gave the exact same answer as you did. No elaboration, just a quick short answer before getting right back to his work. He was always that way. All right, tea time's over. I owe Arlecchino a favor for telling me these stories. I'll have to bring a whole sack of gifts the next time I visit the House of the Hearth. I'm gonna go tinker with Polonia now. You guys can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't involve interrupting me. Polonia, exit hibernation mode. Begin diagnostics.
Oh, it just kicked us out entirely. I thought it was going to, like, stop us there. That was cool. I am curious if, what she would have said if I actually gave her an answer instead of saying, I don't know. So I was going to see if I can find it in the archive and read it back. Actually, before I do this, I'm going to have a quick bathroom break, and then we will come back, because there's also one more little thing I can do as well before we wrap up, but I've been holding for a while. Look for Marionette. Oh my god, look how much dialogue! Hang on, I'll do this super quickly, and then the last thing we'll do... So it doesn't surprise me, you share one thing in common after all, you both want to be the saviour. Really? I can't tell whether that's because you disapprove of his deeds, or because he failed, or maybe you have some other reason. And then the answer I gave, the, what a cop-out, fuck you. Alright, BRB, there's one more couple little things I want to check before we vanish. So, I'm just going to use the bathroom and then we'll be back to do that, so back in a sec. Alright, I'm back. I wanted to do this. Because there's a new thing we can do with Bina. Oh, I see her. She's over there. Oh, is she painting?
Traveler, Paimon. What's wrong, Columbina? You look like something's troubling you.
Do you have any paint with you?
Oh! You're Malaus, right? In the mood for more painting, huh? Looks like you got most of the paint on yourself, though. How did that happen?
Malaus left for a bit and came back like this. I anticipate this paint will take quite some time to wash off.
Huh. Maybe Malaus ran into trouble while out searching for inspiration. Still, this isn't a bad look at all. Very fitting for an artist. Oh, and about the paint? We just need to give Malaus colorful things, right? Like last time? Now that's one happy Kuhanki. Malaus must have hit on some really good ideas. Something fun and upbeat for sure. Let's find some warm, happy colors this time.
Do I have some objects with vivid colors? Are you sure I can't just stay here and listen to Columbina singing for a bit? I love her singing. I have a midsummer berry.
That should do it, right? Oh, there she goes, painting away already. Ahem. Dear judges, prepare to be amazed. What kind of masterpiece will our talented Kuhanki artist bring us today? Huh? You're done already? Paimon didn't even get to finish her intro. Well, let's see here. Oh, another drawing.
Fuck off, did this thing draw this in the span of 5 seconds? Fuck off. It's beautiful. Just looking at it makes me feel happy.
A forest somewhere in Notcry? There are so many little animals.
I'm afraid you would have to go back to the time before I left the Frost Moon Scions to see a scene like this.
Wow! I'm so jealous! Did cute little animals really gather around?
She's like a fucking Disney princess.
Yes. Most of them were drawn to the Kuvaki around me. They felt safe curling up next to me like that.
Oh, that's so awesome! You could pet them all you wanted without them running away!
I would say the Sheik Badgers were the nicest to pet. They're the ones with the big, fluffy tails. The fur on a rhyme-horned deer's neck is quite soft as well. It makes a very comfortable pillow. Which do you prefer?
We don't really have the same kind of experience to go off of. But Paimon would probably choose to pet a sheik badger's tail.
Sheik badgers can be quite timid. If you want to pet them, they need to feel safe first. But I would exercise caution, Paimon.
Why? Do they bite or something? Paimon promises to be super gentle.
No, I'm referring to danger from above.
Danger from above?
Yes. Long plume ibises often hunt little animals like these. I had to issue them a warning to get them to stop going after the Kuhenki.
You're just telling Paimon this now? Oh, it's a miracle she hasn't been carried off yet.
Then, the next time I see one, I'll advise them that you are off limits as well.
Next time? No, you need to find one right now, or Paimon will be too scared to even fly out that door!
The little one seems strangely curious about the idea of Paimon being carried off by a long plume ibis.
And Paimon's like, well, I'm not!
Picture like that?
Cute. A new moon's embrace obtained.
I really would like to pet the little animals again.
Aw. It's funny how, like, what the public perception of what they hoped Damselet would be like before we met her, and the very softly spoken, like, one with nature girl we've met instead, are so radically different, yet I feel like it hasn't done anything to stop people loving her. Like, people thought she was going to be this, like, HP Lovecraftian horror of the abyss, because everyone was wary of how powerful she is. And we saw a glimmer of it with Reria, that she is extremely powerful. But in reality, no. She's just... The reason why she's so powerful, and the reason why people are so wary of her, is just that she's been exploited a lot. People always relied on her for... That's what I roughly expected, fair enough. She's just exploited a lot. People always expected miracles from her when she served as the Frost Moon's goddess. And when she got pulled into the Harbingers, all of the male Harbingers literally just used her power for their own ends. She was always being exploited one way or another. I'm rolling for her though. I love Bina. I think Bina's phenomenal.
I really would like to...
I love her design as well. There's people that are like, man, I wonder what weapon she's going to be using. I'm like, does this look like someone who's going to wield a fucking greatsword? No, she's going to be almost definitely be Catalyst. We know this drip. This is absolutely a Catalyst character. Oh, because we did the story stuff, you get... If you're getting Nefer, if you do the new story stuff, you get a bunch of Nefer's resources. Which is a nice thing they started with Nodcry that I genuinely really appreciate. Like, you got a bunch of Lauma and Flynn's resources if you did Act 1 and 2. No, fuck that. No. You know what really sucks? Next patch, we're getting about 30 less rolls across the entire version compared to normal because of the extra effort going into this. And it's just like, fucking, please make it separate. Please make it a separate app. I don't want to share install space with this because I don't care for it. It was a nice distraction when we tried it out on the first stream of this patch, but it's genuinely just that. It's a nice distraction and nothing else. I am not a fan of the Roblox mode. I knew it was user-generated content, but I was really hoping it would be more in line with, like, Halo Forge. And although, yes, you can make your own things from scratch, no, it is a lot more like Roblox, in the sense of, like, you just kind of have your own system in it. It's like, oh man, I'm glad that we've got so many more resources that people can recreate Flappy Birds. Cool, fucking fantastic. I'll show off Nefer's demo, at least. The main thing with her is that when you build up the moon, like on the moon fragments on the side, her charge attack gets more layers to it. I'll try and show. And then when you hold the attack... Oh wait, I need the skill get going again. You see how it just keeps on going? And that's the charge attack. It gets more out of it, but it expends the moon as you go.
The mystery unravels.
I do appreciate that they made the change to the character tutorials to actually give you an idea how the moveset works before just lumping you in with the party. Because it makes sure you actually know the character and they're not just spamming buttons.
For the everlasting. It all adds up. Seek within.
It all falls into place.
But yeah, she's a Dendro DPS that focuses on elemental mastery more than anything. She's like super element focused and elemental reaction focused.
Poor lost lamb. By the frost mana.
Go claw! Claw, direction!
Absurd.
Time to come clean.
What's up?
Fierce waves battered the lonely isle for hundreds of years.
Oh, you're telling stories.
Without ceasing. Until a curious bird rode the wild gale into the heart of the storm. As it turned out, the roiling waves were caused by the snoring of a giant whale. And so the bird told the whale a tale of peaceful slumber. And from then on...
The long distance... Uh-oh. That sounds worrying. Twitter's got some Twitter.
So, go to sleep, little ones, lest the fearsome whale awaken once more. Kuhenki are an energetic bunch. Lulling them to sleep is no easy task.
Right, how many gems am I up to now then? 236. The American West. Well, technically that's not too far. You just go more left and a bit down. I wouldn't think too much about it. Oh yeah, there's a new event that's tied to Natland, and I'm just like, cool, we just fucking left. That was way the fuck over there. Oh, I'll worry about that in my spare time. Yeah, we've done about everything I wanted to cover. Yeah, it was no map expansion this time, so there's only so much we can do. And apparently there's no map expansion next patch either, which is what it is. I miss when we used to get one like every other patch without fail, but I also get that there's a lot more resources that goes into it now that it's not as easy for them to do. Get back in time. Not too worried about being happy. Yeah, cause I guess it's like it's easier to have kind of like more of just like that friendship. It's where it's like long distance because like, you don't know each other, so you can kind of just keep it easy and vibe, and then just see where the tides turn. Speaking of the tides turning, I mean, for tomorrow I was going to do the Yumiya DLC. But I think I want to get System Shock done, because I think I can finish it in one more stream. So that's what I'll do tomorrow. As for next week, I haven't thought too much about it, because to be honest, the internet issues kind of threw a lot of it out of whack. But I've got a couple things that I might do. And I've got a couple things in the background that I might mess with and might chuck together, but we'll honestly have to see. I'll let you guys know when I know. Next week's going to be a little different, though, stream-wise, potentially. I'm still working as normal, but I'm going to have the whole house to myself for the week. because my mother dearest is going on holiday, which I'm entirely supportive of, obviously. So I'm kind of looking after the house for a whole week. So like, I doubt it will really, but it might affect streams slightly, depending on if I need to get anything done and sorted or keep on top of it. But like I said, we'll honestly just see how it goes. If anything, I'll probably try and stream more often, just because it will keep my brain occupied. Because I'm a nightmare left alone in that sense, where it's like my brain will just start wandering. Cooking stream? Fuck off. No. The cooking stream will be great. It will just be staring at an air fryer for half an hour. Alright, we're done. But the thing is, I need to think about it. Because the week afterwards, if I bring it up, on the 4th of November is a very important day. It is the 10th anniversary of when I first started making content on YouTube. And I have no fucking clue what I'm going to do on that day. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I really need to figure out what the fuck I'm doing for that day. I honestly have no idea. I've got views, gonna run the joke over friends here. But I genuinely need to, like, think about it. The joke I've had, like, with a couple of my friends is if I can't think of anything, my punishment is I'll just fucking stream Minecraft on my 10th anniversary, but I just need to think about it. Because if I stream Minecraft for the 10th anniversary of me doing YouTube, that'll be the only time I probably ever fucking play that game. Try that dynamic, yeah. Oh, my plants are finished. I can go do that for a second. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to try and finish System Shock 1. There's some other, like I said, I don't want to, I have no plans to do another RPG for the rest of the year, so I'm using the opportunity to, like, clean up smaller-ish games I want to play. Persona 5 stream? No, because I, want to leave that for next year when I can actually do the whole game, not like not something that'd be a one-off. Like, that would be a Monday game after Trails of the Sky. Well, assuming people vote it in, we'll see. Because, like, I want to, like, for the rest of the year, this isn't necessarily the order, this is just, like, me throwing it out there. I really enjoyed System Shock 1, so I think, and it did well on YouTube, that I feel like I can get away with showing off System Shock 2. Even though System Shock 2 will be different, because System Shock 1, I played the remake, System Shock 2 never got a remake. However, the 25th anniversary edition that is on console has a number of mods pre-installed that are fantastic quality of life mods, and so, like, it'll still be kind of a fresh-ish experience for me. But it will just be, you know... Yeah, I said Trails is what I'm doing in January. Like I said, that's confirmed. Trails is the next Monday stream game I'm playing. It's the game after that we up on vote, which will, like, include Persona 5, because I think Persona 5 is always going to have an interest. But yeah, so System Shock 2 I want to do at some point. Far Cry 4 I want to do, because I really enjoyed Far Cry 3 earlier in the year. Gears of War I might do. And the Gears of War 1 remake, because I actually enjoyed playing that. I don't love everything about Gears of War 1, because I'm not a real, like, cover shooter person. It's not really my jam. But I enjoyed it enough that I think it would be fun to stream. But yeah, no, Trails is locked in. I said as much that it would do that. Like, every other Monday-focused RPG will be voted on. So, like, I chose Persona 4 Golden, Metaphor with Fantasio was voted. I chose Trails of the Sky first, and then the next game after that will be voted. That's how it works, or how I'm trying to have it work. So yeah, it's like System Shock 2, Far Cry 4, Gears of War, like those games I want to cover like before the end of this year. Not necessarily like confirmed on the order, but we'll see. Recreation comes out at the end of the month, and I'm still kind of on the fence whether I want to like try it out or show it off or not, because it's the old Burnout devs, and I love Burnout. But the other game they made before they got brought out by THQ was kind of dog shit. So that's why I'm like, I will wait until it's out and see what the general consensus is before I consider whether I'm getting it or not. I'm hoping it'll be good, but we'll have to see. And then SpongeBob Titan of the Tide comes out next month. At the end of next month is Experiment Week, which all the games are officially listed on my Patreon, but will be officially unveiled publicly in only a couple more weeks. There's a Cold Steel 1, but it was now on Neat Deck. Yeah. I'm sure I'll have a great time with it, but it's just, I've got a schedule I'm keeping to that I need to keep, that I want to, like, fit in place, which is why, like, Sky First is where I'm going to be starting and leaving it for now, but we'll see. It honestly also just depends on what comes out next year. Like, I personally have no real interest in GTA 6, but it doesn't mean there isn't other stuff in 2026 that I'm not interested in, you know? Like, when the Halo 1 campaign remaster comes out, I'll absolutely stream that on Legendary. I might fuck with the skulls as well, because that was a huge point of the promotion, is that they've apparently added a shit ton more skulls. And more specifically, punishing skulls. So it's just like, oh, okay, so they understand that people really like... What people like the most about the skulls is the extra challenge they add, and not shit like Bandana. Even though Bandana's fun for, like, a distraction. Because those who don't know, Bandana's the one that gives you unlimited ammo. I'm also curious about the fucking trophy list. Because if it's just the firstly, if it's just the campaign remaster, the trophy list is instantly already a little easier. Because then there's no multiplayer shit to worry about. But then it's like, they're probably gonna have, looking at Halo 1 Anniversary, they'll probably be not too dissimilar to that. It'll be beat the game on Legendary solo, beat at least one mission co-op, so you can do split screen co-op, they've already confirmed it, so I will just do 2 controllers. Bro, I just like Grunt Birthday. Oh, Grunt Birthday Party is hilarious. I hope they fix the audio for it in the remake compared to Halo Anniversary. Halo Anniversary, Grunt Birthday Party, the audio was bugged. And so it wouldn't... Is that a painting of Paimon? Oh, I know where you're looking. Yes, this is from 2.3, I think. Albedo drew this. This is my event dumping ground corner. Like, that's from, like, with Soma and whatnot. I have this, I think that's from an event. This is, I stole this, acquired this from the private collection. This is from one of the New Year events. This is Christmas event. That was the, well, both of these are tied to holiday events. But yeah, I hope they fix the audio, because originally it would play full volume regardless of range. So if you sniped a grunt from across the entire fucking arena, it'd still go, yay, right in your ear. The shrine is cursed. Whilst I liked in the older games where it was proximity. So if you were right in front of it, it was loud. But if it was in a distance, you could just quietly hear the yay! You know? But regardless, like I said, I'll be playing that day 1 Legendary, doing the whole campaign. It's got 3 bonus missions as well that are separate from the campaign, that serve as a prequel, where you play as Chief and Sergeant Johnson working together. I'll do that afterwards. My first and foremost priority is the Halo 1 campaign. Because I love me a good Halo campaign, and I want to see how it plays in the remake. Because like I said, the ultimate goal of it, by the looks of it, is to make it mechanically on point with the rest of the series. Because, as you all know, Halo 2 added a bunch of, like, mechanical systems, like, under the hood that became standard in every game still to this day. Like how vehicles technically blow up twice. When you break the engine and the actual vehicle detonates. Like how the assault rifle has 32 bullets, but it does more damage even if it's a bit slower. Like, the remake's gonna do that with the assault rifle, I believe. You know, like, it's making it so you can then go from Halo 1... If you're new, you can go from Halo 1 to Halo 2 and it not be a jump. And it'd be like, oh, fuck, everything's mechanically feels a bit different now. And also, it's a chance for them to clean up things. Halo 1's gonna let... in the remake's gonna let you pick up the energy sword from the invisible elites after you kill them. Which you couldn't do in the original. The energy sword wasn't an available weapon to you till Halo 2. Reach is brutal on solo? Some missions, yes. I've done Halo Reach Legendary solo 4 fucking times in my time, and like every time I've done it, the only missions that give me trouble is the last chunk of New Alexandria, because it's very open and there's not many checkpoints. The defense mission at the end of the package, and the last push to get up to the cannon after Emil's killed in Pillar of Autumn. The rest of the campaign, I'm quite confidently consistent with now on Legendary. But then you should know this because, like, I play every arcadey or old school FPS or mid-2000s FPS and the latest, I play all of them on their respective hardest difficulties. I play every COD on Veteran. I play every Halo on Legendary. I'm used to the extra challenge, and I'm used to having to think differently to handle it, so it really doesn't bother me. The only Halo campaign that gives me shit, and this might sound like an obvious answer, the only Halo campaign that gives me shit on Legendary is Halo 2. Because the Jackals. The Jackals just fucking snipe you from anywhere, and they're insta-kills because they always get headshots on Legendary, and it's just like, you fucking bitches, get out of here. Oh, and I can't remember the name of the missions. I haven't played Halo 2 in a while, but there's one mission near the end of 2 where you're going through like a Covenant ship as Chief, and there's like a section where you have to go down a lift, clear out a bunch of enemies, pull a lever at the bottom floor, take the lift all the way back up, and then clear out a whole corridor of enemies on one checkpoint. And I was at that one checkpoint for like 2 fucking hours. I hated it. No, not those jackals. No, skirmishers, sorry. The ones that literally just hide with beam rifles off in the distance. They got annoying on Legendary on Halo 2 because they spot you first. And their beam rifles, well, it's the Covenant sniper rifle. It's a one-shot on Legendary. They hide in corners and they hide on rooftops, especially in the city level, so they just fucking snipe your ass. You've got to know where they are ahead of time so you can corner peek and shoot them. Yeah, I got my names muddled. I meant the skirmishers. The jackals are the ones with the hole in the shield. They're fine, unless you're playing with, like, skulls. I think it's, I can't remember what the skull is. It's not Mythic, because Mythic is the rank boost. It's, I think it's Catch, which makes it so they don't flinch. That makes it so if you shoot that also applies to them. So the jackals won't flinch when you shoot their hand, so you have to kill them off shooting their hand. Instead of shooting, like, instead of one bullet hand, one bullet in head. But genuinely, there's some Halo elitists that are super critical on aspects that we've seen on the remake. If I'm being entirely honest, I can't fucking wait. It's, like, easily the most anticipated game of next year for me now. I can't fucking wait for Halo on PS5. I wish it was MCC. I have a real gut feeling MCC is coming, though, because Halo 1 Anniversary, or Halo 1 Remake, sorry, doesn't have multiplayer. I think a big reason for that is because they still put updates in MCC. They still add more content to MCC. They still have new seasons of MCC. They don't want another Halo Online basically dividing the audience. They want everyone to either gravitate to Infinite because it's the newest one, or MCC because it's the one that's got crossplay. And so I think MCC is an inevitability. But I think the reason why Halo 1 Remake is first is because there's gonna be people who have been PlayStation elitists who've never touched Halo. And so throwing every single Halo at them at once might kind of deter some people. For me, I'd be like, oh fuck it, yeah sure, loads of games for the price of one, let's go. But I know how some people are. And so the idea of giving them a fancy pants version of Halo 1 that's got all the future mechanics is a lot more inviting for newcomers. The only thing that's is an ever so slight concern, but we've seen more than enough of it now to see that it can work, because once again, Sonic Racing Crossworlds is on the same engine. From what we can tell, the Halo remake is using Unreal Engine 5 as a base, but then using their Halo engine for all the mechanical and performance things. So it's like graphics are being handled by Unreal Engine 5, everything else is being handled by the Halo's built-in engine. I forget what it's called, but the Halo engine. And that Unreal Engine 5 has got a little bit of concern out of me because it doesn't always run the best. Because it's an engine that requires a lot of optimization to get working properly on console. And like I said, I say this as someone is Sonic Racing Crossworld is entirely on Unreal 5, and that game runs like a dream. So it can be done. So we'll have to see. The game's still got potentially another year yet, because they didn't give a release window. It's just 2026. But if the Halo engine's handling all the mechanical and performance side of things, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll just it'll be more graphically pushed by Unreal. But it's interesting that they are kind of like using a bit of both and not completely making it off the Halo engine. Because that means the Halo engine only got Infinite to stand on its own 2 feet. And Infinite was kind of a mixed bag for people anyway. I think it's a fair comparison. I mean, true. I'll give you that. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds isn't exactly trying to be photorealistic. But like I said, that's like my only like glimmer of a concern. Like, if it's just handling the graphics, I think it'll be fine. But like I said, we'll have to see. But then equally, okay, you want me to use a more graphically one? I'll be able to show it when I cover it. Gears of War Reloaded, the remake that's on PS5, is also on Unreal 5. And when I played through it, like off stream, I only had one instance of it dipping below 60 frames. The rest of the time it was smooth, and that one instance was a cutscene that stuttered. Because I think the cutscene was masking the load, and the load made it stutter. So, if the Halo remake has that same sort of level of performance, then I think it will be fine. It's akin to Oblivion Remastered. That's fair enough. So you know how I feel about Oblivion, so I have no idea. Apparently it did get a lot of patches to clean it up, but also we gotta remember, it's fucking Bethesda, so of course, it wasn't gonna be smooth as silk as soon as it came out. We all knew this. If anything, it adds to the charm that Oblivion Remastered was janky as shit from what I've heard. But like I said, I have confidence. The big thing is a lot of people who, like, a lot of people that are in like my side of it who are excited for it acknowledge as well that this is the first Halo project without 343 Industries. 343 Industries after Halo Infinite was disbanded. And when they was doing the interview, because they did a roundtable, the enemy designer they got in, they didn't reveal who it is, but they certainly implied it's a few old Bungie heads that they got in touch with to help out with it. Not like the new Bungie team that's making whatever the fuck Marathon is in the Bungie. It's like a few older heads that they got involved. Like, they didn't name anyone, because I think they're trying to keep it under wraps, but they definitely implied they went an old friend and an old fiend. And I was just like, huh? I'm on to you guys. Like, I think Microsoft basically reached out, got a hold of people, like, some old, like, ex-Bungie friends, and said, hey, do you want to, like, remake Halo 1? And they went, fucking absolutely. But I can't prove that, and we won't know until the credits rolls, you know? Because I don't think they'll officially reveal that, because I think they'll try and keep it under wraps, and make it, like, their little secret. But yeah, 343 Industries is no more, so if we get a game under the 343 moniker, it won't be the same people. It'll be an entirely different team, because the original team is gone. Which is kind of a shame in of itself, but also I feel like an inevitability, because every game they released had problems at launch. Like, I genuinely don't mind Halo 4. I'm a bit of a Halo 4 defender. I like that game a lot more than most. Doesn't change the fact there is some game-breaking bugs in the campaign that are still present to this day, even in MCC. MCC was on fraud watch for like a year straight after it came out because it was a mess that barely worked, and they had to like pull it up by their bootstraps and really fucking work on it to make it where it is now, and now it's the definitive Halo experience it always should have been. I personally despise Halo 5, and Infinite had a sheer lack of content when it first launched. Like, 343 never really had a good clean run, so finding out that they kind of went, like, it's a shame, but at the same time not surprising. That said, as much as I want more Halo and would love more Halo, I honestly think part of the reason why we're getting a Halo 1 remake is also because I don't think we're ever getting another mainline Halo game. Personally. Everyone hates 5. Yeah, I was so let down by 5. Because like I said, I'm a defender of 4. I like 4. It's not perfect, it's an extremely flawed game, and if someone went, do you recommend 4 over any other Halo game? like any Bungie era Halo game, I'd say fuck no. I think even like even ODST, which I like ODST, I just don't like it as much as the other Halos. I would still recommend ODST over 4, but I like 4 for what it is. And I was like, okay, they've got something interesting set up here. They've got a few threads that I'm interested to see what they do with. And Spartan Ops really leaned into Dr. Halsey and did more with her. I can't wait to see what they do with this in 5. And it's wrapped up in a cutscene 5 minutes in. And then the rest of the game is just Locke chasing after Chief over something Chief is blatantly right about. And the campaign's 4 hours long. And has walking sections. And has the same boss fight you fight like 4 times. That never gets any better. 5 is such a fucking waste of time. I was so pissed off when I finished 5. I literally finished it in one afternoon. And I was like, what is this shit? The literally only saving grace of Halo 5 Guardians, only saving grace, is that the Forge mode, when it eventually came out, is second to none. It's Vestigal. And I've not played Infinite properly. The only Infinite I played was the open beta before it came out. And to be honest, I had a good time with it, but not enough for me to justify buying it because there was other things I wanted at the time. I played the open beta and I honestly thought it was really fun. It felt it's been a problem since Halo 4. It felt more Call of Duty than Halo, but it had enough Halo in it that I liked it for what it was. Like Halo 5 felt way too Call of Duty with its like, it's hard to put into words, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And so I really struggled to like it. And 4 also had problems because 4 had perks and weapon loadouts, which really didn't feel like Halo. It felt more like Call of Duty, but it still functioned enough. And the maps, especially the DLC maps, really kind of pulled that game up from its arse with the multiplayer. But like seeing a Warthog get blown up by a railgun from across the map in Infinite's beta, I was like, oh, Halo's back. You can just get fucking nuked. Your vehicles are not indestructible, baby. Whilst in 4, it was like, if you got a Scorpion or a Wraith, you weren't really safe. But if you got a Mantis, you ruled the roost in 4's multiplayer. You get a hold of a Mantis, if you know how to use that fucking thing, no one's getting close to you. The Mantis was like OP as shit. It's fun in the campaign, but in multiplayer, it's like, if the enemy gets a Mantis, you just roll your eyes, because you're like, oh, fucking here we go. You need, like, a team effort to, like, EMP it and get on it. Because if the player's competent, they will destroy you. You won't get a chance. But, like, if it wasn't obvious by how much I've, like, just distracted myself yapping Halo, I am genuinely a huge Halo fan, and I can't fucking wait for the remake. I think it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be fun as well to compare to my memory of the original Halo and see, like, what's changed. Because although, like, they talk about, like, there was a lot of discussion behind the scenes, down to even things like certain crates, if they should be moved or if they should be kept where they are to function as cover. Like, they really have, like, done their homework and made sure, like, if they're really focusing on it, there's still going to be some things that they will take some creative liberties on. Because let's be real, not every mission in Halo 1 is built equal. If they leave the library exactly the same, I'm going to be a little like, oh, you know? If Silent Cartographer still takes me like 6 hours to get through, I'm kidding, it's not that bad. But if it still takes me like, feels like forever to get through, I'm going to be a little like, eh. Oh, one thing that will make it easier though, and make it nicer, is they've already confirmed that hijacking vehicles is going to be in the Halo 1 remake. Which wasn't a thing in the original Halo 1. So you know damn well I'm going to steal that Wraith. In Silent Cartographer, you know damn well I'm going to just go try and steal that Wraith instead of like trying to deal with it with the Scorpion. I'm also curious if the skulls are still going to be collectible. Like, am I going to find iron behind the canister right at the start of the game? Am I still going to find, I think it was fog that was under the waterfall when you land on Halo? Is there still going to be that skull around the cliffside when you get the Warthog? Is the bandana skull still going to be a grenade jump in, I think it was start of Silent Cartographer. It won't be attentive if I can't hijack a Phantom. Wait, gee, you mean like fucking... Was it... I think it was Reach. Yeah, it was Reach. Then when you went to Exodus, and it had that Easter egg, where like if you like did a bunch of things and then flew either a Falcon or a Banshee, through like a hole in a building, it would transform into like a giant fighter carrier or giant like Covenant battleship. Like it would be bigger than like the UNSC stuff or the Phantom. Oh, it was in. Oh, there was something in Exodus. There's probably something in ODST as well, because Bungie had so much fun with the classic Halo games. There was an Easter egg in like every level. It felt like. Do you remember the fucking Warthog races you could do that were built into the campaign missions? You just had to find 2 buttons, and then it would literally set up a timer and checkpoint, and you could race across a beach. I think it was in Oni Sword Base. You do like one giant lap around the area. Or the at the start of the package where there was like a switch out of bounds and a switch on a rooftop that would then spawn a bunch of banshees, and you could use that to easily get the keep your scorpion alive for the whole mission trophy by just using the banshee instead, and then just leaving the scorpion back behind. We had it in ODST. Yeah, it's like ODST is my least favorite of the Bungie era, but it's like saying like Yakuza 3 is like the least popular. It's like, no, it's still fucking god tier in its own. Okay, maybe not quite the same, but like it's still a fucking god tier Halo game. It's just I prefer the other ones, you know? Like I still love ODST. I still love Sergeant Buck. I love the fact that it's like moodier and slower and got more mystery to it. I love exploring the city and learning more about what really happened and seeing like the glimmers that hint towards, although we already know it because we played the later games, but seeing the glimmers that hint towards the betrayal of the elites. Sorry, this led me over here, so I might as well see what it is. Never seen a weasel thief this white before. I think it might be L. Full of energy just now. I've tried to snack some food from Jova. It doesn't even stick to me. Maybe it's a rare species. Leanna might know. Whoa, it's the Mora thief who emptied Paimon's secret stash! The weasel thief tries to run away, but the 3 kids are lightning fast. They pin it down, and after a short struggle, it gives up. You take the chance to explain what happened. It's the first time it's done this. In that case, we've got to teach it a lesson. Do something wrong and you get punished. It's only fair, right? It's a wild animal, kids. That's not... It's an animal. It doesn't understand right and wrong. As long as it gives back the money, that's enough. Alright, let's get Paimon her money back. Yeah, don't kick the weasel. He was going to spend it, so I'll still be there. Okay, so this is just a thing we found along the way. Okay. But yeah, my favorite Halo is always Reach, but I have heavy nostalgia bias for it because I played that. I think I said I played it for 2 school summers straight when it when I got it. Like it dominated my fucking life. I have a lot of nostalgia for Reach, and I love it dearly. Then after that is probably 3, and then 1, then 2, then ODST of like the Bungie era. Because like I said, I enjoy every Bungie era Halo more than any of the 343s. But then after that would be 4, and then obviously 5. I can't really count Wars because I haven't played Wars. If you can believe it, Wars didn't really appeal to me when I saw it, so I just kind of... I saw if there was anything interesting in the story and then left it alone. I heard the Wars game were pretty good, but I'm just like, eh. But I've... Oh, that's the event, right? I said, I have yapped for nearly an hour about Halo. Or at least 40 minutes about Halo. I should probably wrap up this stream. I knew this was going to be a shorter one, because I knew there wasn't too much left of the story. But to actually wrap up talking about this game... yeah, so far so good with Nodcry. I've thoroughly enjoyed exploring Nodcry. I love all the new characters, and I really enjoy where the story's going. And I love the fact that we've explored Khaenri'ah history. We've explored a sinner finally. You know, there's a lot that we're finally covering and talking about that's been on like the waiting list for years. So far, Nodcry is fantastic. And if it can keep this momentum going all the way through to the end, it might be the best arc of Genshin, in my opinion. It might finally surpass Fontaine. But I'm going to call it there. But yeah, like, if it wasn't obvious by that small rant I just kind of went on for a second there, I genuinely love Halo, and I can't wait for the remake. I will be there day one. It's easily my most anticipated game for next year now. I cannot wait. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It always helps. Tomorrow we'll do more System Shock, like I said. Additionally, you can find my BlueSky and Patreon in the description of every single video. But until then, you guys take care now. Peace.